this left turn, we're going to be going right around to the front of the Iolani Palace. But directly across the front of the Iolani Palace, across the street, you're going to see our statue of King Kamehameha the Great. You guys have heard of him, right? First king of Hawaii, conquered all the chiefs of the other islands, united these islands into the Hawaiian kingdom. This girl's drinking her coffee, and then she was going to want to cross. So anyway, make this left turn here. Now this building, King Kalakaua building here to the right, this is our main post office here for downtown Honolulu. You know, back in the days before we had jet airplanes, all our mail had to come by ship. They brought it to Honolulu Harbor, which is literally on the other side of these big buildings here to the right. Brought it right here where it all got sorted and delivered. Now our main post office building is at the airport. So whoever wants to look to the left, it's a little bright. Hopefully I can stop right here where it's shady, but this is the entrance to Iolani Palace right here. To the left. And if you look over here to the right, this is our statue of King Kamehameha the Great. And that building right behind it in the TV shows uses the 5-0 headquarters building, but in real life, that building is actually our state Supreme Courthouse, our Hawaii State Supreme Court. Now, if you keep looking to the right, remember before we were a state, we were a territory. That building right there to the right was our territorial office building. Of course, remember we became the 50th state, 1959, they built our Capitol building behind the Iolani Palace. That little building with the wooden door to the left there, that's the Royal Archives building. They keep all the Royal Archives. And then this building here to the left of these columns is our state library directly to our left. And then to the right across the street, the building with that clock tower there is called Oahu Church, one of the very first churches the missionaries built here in the islands with the columns over across the intersection there. It's a beautiful church. Built it all out of coral stone. They quarried all those big blocks that built that church from Honolulu Harbor and the Coral Reef there. Each one of those blocks, and there's over 16,000 of them, weighs over 2,000 pounds. See the little rainbow there? It's a little guy. Now there to the left is Pearl Harbor, folks. So if you're going to go to Pearl Harbor, that's where you're going to go. And if you went to Pearl Harbor, that's where you went. Remember, that was our day of infamy, that fateful day, Sunday, December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese did the sneak attack and blew up all our battleships and just about everything else out there. Of course, of all the historic landmarks, USS Arizona Memorial is the most popular. But in addition, we have other historic landmarks out there. For instance, we have right next to the Arizona Memorial, the battleship Missouri Memorial. And it was on the deck of that battleship that Japan signed the surrender document. Also, if you look way out there to the left, you'll see a little red and white air traffic control tower. That's on Ford Island. Where that air traffic control tower is our Pacific Aviation Museum. And of course, at the Arizona Visitor Center, they also have the USS Boat and Submarine Museum. So you can spend the whole day out there learning about World War II in the Pacific, but if you're just going to tour the Arizona Memorial, depending on what type of tour tickets are for, it takes about an hour to do that tour. Once again, that's Pearl Harbor out there, guys. Now, we're only going to be on this freeway a little bit longer, and then we got to get on our H2 freeway. It's going to take us to the right up to the middle of the island. What I'm going to do is pull up over here so you guys can all get out, get yourself a cup of coffee. We're going to pull right in over here. Therefore, you guys don't get too wet, okay? This person come on in here. Oh, this isn't rain. It's just a little moisture pocket, guys. It doesn't rain here in Hawaii. Hey, well, at least it's not snowing, right, guys? Okay, hold on here, gang. Let me just straighten out a little bit here. Alright, so go right in those front doors. Those are coffee bushes, by the way, too, if you didn't know. Okay, the bathrooms to the glass doors to the right. Go get yourself a cup of coffee. Use the bathroom. Check out the little gift shop back there. Be back here in about 15 minutes, and we will make our way off to the farm, guys.
I won't make a coffee. I'll leave you in line.
when you guys go back home and you're at the supermarket, when you're buying your pineapple, it has this green part on the top, doesn't it? Okay, that's the actual plant. So remember, we use the pineapple tops and the slips for planting the fields. It takes about 18 to 20 months for that plant to mature and produce a beautiful pineapple just like this. Now this pineapple here is going to be my pineapple prop, okay? This pineapple's already had its bath, so it's got all the dirt off it. When they pick them out of the fields, they are all full of that red dirt, which you can see all around us here.
How do you know they're right?
That's a great question, Vince. Hold on to that thought. That's on page 7 of the tour. We're still on page 3.
Show my wife.
Okay. All right, so remember, it was started in 1901 by James Dole. Okay, and his first harvest was 1,800 cases. Now, back in the day, most of the pineapples that we grew them on all the islands, were canned and shipped around the world. Today, it's all as fresh fruit. We pick the fruit. You'll see on the other side of the office here, the fruit going up in a conveyor belt after it gets a little bad, and we're going to be finishing in this big building over here to the right. That's the packing plant. But first, we're going to go out in the fields. So remember, we still do a lot of it by hand. We plant by hand, we pick by hand, we pack the fruit by hand. Okay, so these pineapples are just picked out of the field. So what this big forklift is going to do is going to take that bin of pineapples, put them in the lift right over here where they get lowered in to take a bath. And if you look to the right, you can see them going up the conveyor belt. You see them going into the building? So that's after they get a bath. Okay, gets all that dirt off of it. Each one of these bins holds about 1,300 pineapples. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can look right here and you can see how nice and even they are here. Okay, now the real ripe fruit, so you see them all going into the building, okay, after they get in the spray in the bath, okay, but the real ripe fruit we shoot right out of the side of the building here. If you look over here where the forklift is, you can see that big bin. You notice one side of it is just all those pineapple tops. The other bin, you can see the actual pineapples. Okay, those pineapples get cut up right here on property, and this is what we get to eat. So the real ripe ones that don't have a long shelf life, we take right out of the building and we cut them up right here on site. Okay, the rest of the fruit, which is the majority of it, is going to keep continuing down that conveyor belt to the packers. Now remember, those tops that you see in that big pile there to the right, this is all the planting material right here. This is what we use to plant. Okay, you can see all these pineapple tops here. Remember, the pineapple plant, native to South America, is a member of the bromeliad family. These pineapple tops can last for weeks like that. They do not wilt right away. In fact, these pineapple tops, what they want to do is let them sit out here for at least a week and dry the bottom of it, and I'll explain to you when we're out looking at harvesting, which they are doing out here to our left. You can see them in the field right there, so we're going to come over here after, but I'm going to take it out of the planting area. So coming up here is where we are currently planting. And you're going to see the piles of the pineapple tops that I just showed you in those bins back there. Now they plant by hand. Not to mean that they don't want to plant by hand. They try to develop a machine. The machine they actually developed was in Australia. It takes 6 people to operate that machine, and that machine can plant about 6,000 of these pineapple tops per day. Whereas one human planter here at Dole can plant anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 pineapple tops per day. Isn't that crazy? Now if you look over here, you can see how the pineapples are all, tops are all piled up on the side of the field. You can see they put this moisture barrier down the furrows. Underneath that moisture barrier plastic is the irrigation line. Okay? And then the guys are going to be planting these fields after they finish down here. We'll just be walking down the fields, grabbing those pineapple tops, and they have what looks like a flat hand spade, and they just stick a hole in the plastic and just shove that pineapple top right into it. That's all they have to do. If you look over here on my side of the bus, they've just planted these fields in the last week or so. And you can see the newly planted fields where the pineapple tops are on each side. The drip lines go right down the middle of that irrigation plastic to the left. You can see how nice and neat the rows are. So remember, it's going to take 18 to 20 months for these little plants to mature and start producing fruit. But here's the guys planting right here. You want to talk about back-breaking work? We're going to kind of drive around here so you guys on the left and the right can see them. Now here's another little crazy factoid, guys. The average age of our planters here, 64 years old. Yeah. Oh yeah. So you watch, okay, you watch how they're planting, guys. See, all they're doing is sticking a hole in the plastic and just shoving the top in. That's all they have to do. Okay. So you see how it's like a flat hand trowel.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to break his stride. Remember, he's got a plan.
Do they plant them certain? How far apart do they plant?
Right, what you're looking at right here. So what's that, about 4 to 6 inches apart?
Okay, so this is what the harvesting machine looks like. We call it the boomer. It's a big conveyor belt. Drives like a tractor. Remember those rows that are about 125 feet apart? The tractor drives down the road. The boom goes about halfway out into the field. They'll have about 6 or 8 people behind this conveyor belt. The truck will back up on the other side, latches on to the harvesting machine, so the harvesting machine will push the truck, so the truck does not have to do one of these, keeping it, it's all in unison. The conveyor belt with the fruit comes down here, goes up this conveyor belt, shoots right down on the other side, goes right in the back of that truck over there. Back of the truck will have 4 people stacking the fruit into the back of the truck. They got the hard job. The ones back here, they're just picking the fruit right off. These are called slips. These are planting materials, we call this. Okay, if you notice, each plant has a whole bunch of these little slips coming up. Each one of these are going to become a pineapple plant, guys. These fields have a lot more of these. Remember, we only pick or cut up so many pineapple tops. We got 5,000 acres. We roughly have 22,000 plants per acre. Do the math, how many millions of plants we're going to need. These fields here have millions of these little seeds at the tops. So after they pick the field, they'll come back like they're picking fruit, but they'll be picking these slips, and they go in all those big bins that you see right over there. And that's the seeds for the other fields that we're going to be planting.
They're working on this field right now. And you can see over here to the right. So once again, if you look over here to the right, you can see this field here. All the nice ripe fruit.
Yeah.
We'll just go around the block over here, guys. Once again, if you look to the left, you'll see there's 4 guys in the back of the truck. They're stacking the fruit. The other guys picking, and they just snap the pineapples off. They don't have to cut it or anything. Yeah, that's all they do. They just snap the fruit right on off. Those guys in the back of the truck, they got the hard job. They'll pack 2 truckfuls. When the 3rd truck pulls up, those 4 guys will get out of the truck. They'll go to the end of the conveyor belt. The 4 guys closest, it'll be their turn to pack 2 truckfuls. So everybody rotates on this crew that's picking fruit.
Zoom out, everybody. Explore away here. You can see the beautiful fruits growing on the plants.
Photogenic.
Everybody take all the pictures you guys want. Yes, sir. Dab away, guys.
I make.
Okay. Come on here, gang. Isn't that sweet? Come back once everybody gets a stab at one. Come back for seconds or thirds if you want. It's okay, we got more.
Okay, we're looking for turtles.
Showing themselves. I'm gonna go lock the bus up.
Let's see it. Just couldn't see it. There. Right, and let's see it. So I can see that. Yeah. There. Yeah. There it is. Okay, let's flip around. Yeah.
So a lot of the businesses have relocated into Haleiwa town because there they have all the surf shops, surfboard repair shops, surfwear shops, restaurants, art galleries. If you look over here to the right where the library is, you'll see the old Bank of Hawaii building. It was built way back in 1919. You can see it's all boarded up now because the branch moved over into Haleiwa town. And the old sugar mill here, instead of us tearing it down, we repurposed it. Go inside, you'll see some of the old artifacts, but you'll also see the soap factory. It's not that big of a spot. We'll probably be about 15 minutes. I don't know if you guys saw a little critter running by over here to the right. Anybody ever heard of a mongoose? That was a mongoose that went running by there. The mongoose was brought here by the sugar plantations not to get rid of snakes, but to get rid of the rats that were eating the sugar cane in the fields before they could harvest it. Then they realized that the mongoose ate during the day and the rats ate during the night, so now instead of just a rat problem, we got a rat and a mongoose problem. Yeah. They look like a cross between a ferret and a weasel. You saw them running back there, right? Yeah, they're very nasty too. Alright, you guys, come on up. Follow me. Let's go check out the old mill. Then we're going to go get lunch.
where we had lunch. Teddy's Bigger Burgers. Burgers.
And he basically just texted everybody, hey guys, I'm gonna need some coverage.
Apparently chickens are real popular because there's not a lot of animals or whatever on the island, so chickens are very popular. So the guy keeps saying. Oh, there's another one. Rooster. Buck, buck, buck. Yeah.
Now this bridge that we're going over the river right underneath is called the Oahu River, and I do a lot of stand-up paddleboarding. You look to the right, you see them stand-up paddleboarding and kayaking there. They rent them actually right over here. Remember, our North Shore is actually famous for its surfing waves. You can see all the surf shops over here. Now, like I said though, our surfing season starts in November, so we're just not quite there yet. But come in November, we have surfers from around the world that descend here upon the North Shore of Oahu, trying to skills riding the big waves. The Pipeline, the most famous of all the surfing waves. We also have Sunset Beach, Waimea Bay, and a whole bunch of other world-class surfing waves. But from May, June, July, August, September, and even October, the North Shore is flat as a lake. Remember, we're in the northern hemisphere, and if we look to the left, we're facing out north. We get those big storms in the North Pacific. They send those open ocean swells directly to this coastline here. But right now, we're not quite there yet. There's no big storms in the North Pacific, but they will be coming. And the winter months, it's a whole different feel. In fact, if you look to the left, you can see those harbor buoys way out there, the green one and the red one way out there. When we get waves in the winter times, we can get 30 to 40 footers up here. And those waves will be breaking a half mile out to the left of that big buoy out there. That's how far out they break. But when you look at it today, it's just flat as a lake. You think, how can that be? Well, we're going to have a big storm to do it. So if you want to come and see the big waves here on the North Shore, come up in the winter months. December, January, February. That's when you get the real big waves. Now once you get a North Shore macadamia farm, it's coming right up here to the right. When you guys get out of the bus, you go in there, sample all the different flavors. They have them all these little containers. If you have a particular flavor that you like, support our local macadamia farm and buy a few bags from our farmer here. You can also try the macadamia flavored coffee, and if you want to get a shave ice, the shave ice stand is right at the end of the building. Now if you look here to the right, you'll see right here fresh fruit, shave ice, ice cold coconuts, all that good stuff. Now sugarcane, if you don't know what sugarcane looks like growing, everybody look to the right. See that sign says welcome to historic Oliva Town. See those purple stalks right there to the right? That's sugarcane growing. That's what it looks like. And that is a macadamia tree right here to the right. So that's what the macadamia tree looks like growing. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull around over here, and all you guys have to do is walk down this little gravel walkway, go right on inside, get yourself a shave ice if you want. It's right in the back of the building, but the macadamia nuts are right here at the front. So you guys go snack away here, and like I said, we'll be here, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, long enough for everybody to get their fill of macadamia nuts and get a shave ice if you want. But everybody come on out.
Aloha, welcome. Thank you, ladies. Have a great rest of your day.
These are very garlicky and very oniony.
Want to try cinnamon?
Yep.
We're back in our room. Been for a swim. And we had an awesome day today. We did the pineapple plantation North Shore tour with Go Tours. What was our
Charlie.
Charlie was awesome. It was an excellent tour. You might think, pineapple plantation, but honestly, it was really interesting.
It was.
Learned a lot about pineapples.
Yep.
Then we got a free pineapple. I don't
Yep.
know what we're going to do it, because we won't be allowed to bring that into New Zealand. But
No.
anyway, we'll think of something. Maybe we'll throw it off the 12th floor and see if we can hit somebody.
No, if somebody look, there's only umbrellas down there. We're not going to get him. We'll hit the umbrella. I've already looked.
Anyway, would totally recommend Go Tours. Awesome people. You have to navigate the dodgy timeshare sales pitch, but other than that, they were really good.
Yeah. Right. And we'll see you again. We're going to the Big Island of Hawaii for our next big trip
Yeah,
as such. So
in a couple of days.
in a couple of days. So
It's going to be a big day. We're getting up at something like 4 a.m. or something ridiculous like
3.
that. 3, oh god.
Yes.
And flying to the Big Island, going to jump on a helicopter, go for a cruise around, then we're going to go on a bit of a trip, have a look at the lava caves and stuff.
yeah, should be fun. Right. Well, we'll see you. And yeah, we're going to sit and enjoy the view with our drink. And,
Jose Cuervo, you are freedom.
we'll show you the view that we're looking at again, once again. Beautiful.